much. Very good morning, everybody.
Yeah, so Raghav's introduction is too long, so I'm not sure how to start and where to end. Okay.
Yeah, I think it may not be probably it may not be required. I think because not because it is long, but just because to save the time. Maybe we can go for directly for the question answer. So you can post your questions. You can even ask questions in your audio. Okay, it's a very free discussions from each and everybody, and it's like a give and take thoughts, exchange of thoughts, right? So I was seeing and watching people doing sun salutations, sweating, and it's a very good scene that at a time 126 people doing sun salutation across the globe. So this is that I will try to answer your questions, and I think whatever taught by Shubhangi is very good, and I feel that many of you who were doing first day probably sun salutation with some variations, now they are doing it with lot of accuracy, and you might have realized it. I'm sure most of you may have the same kind of experiences, right? So I'm sure you will continue this. That will be the real Guru Dakshina to Shubhangi if you continue, right? So you post your questions. Let's have a discussion on this. I'm sure whatever health aspirant I come across and I can contribute the details and the experiences of people. So I'll just check in chat. So questions which is not asked is the only wrong question. Other questions are correct questions. I think we can start from walking up till go back to bed. What precautions we should take to reduce weight and increase stamina? Very good. I think this is a question from Manish for lifestyle, basically, right? Yes, you can start with walking. Very important thing is in the morning you should start your system, okay, very slowly with opening eyes. Number one, give time to boot our system. Our system should not boot suddenly, otherwise there is a surge of blood pressure and you may have headache throughout the day. So second, we should have a slow movement of our appendages, hands and legs. Then you can sit down for some time, maybe 2 minutes, okay. So that's the reason we say Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. That's the reason that we should boot our system, not with a jerk. And then you can start walking. Walking is good, but remember, for weight loss it may not consume the energy, right? And as a result of it, many walkers, they may not lose weight. You'll find most of the people who are walking, they have good tummy, correct? The reason is, you can see this, watch 10 people, out of which 9 will have tummy. So all walkers have tummy. That is the conclusion, right? The reason is because they don't have twists and turns what you are doing in your sun salutation, right? Most of the time you are bending, Padahastasana, okay, back bending, right? Ardhachandrasana or Uttanasana. So bending are not there, twist and turns are not there. So walking is good. Jogging is better if you don't have any joint pains. The better than that is sun salutation, right? And that is what Shubhangi has conducted. So that is one of the best way to lose the weight. Keep your joints healthy. So this is good. Walking is good, no doubt about it. Stamina, about stamina, there are many types of stamina. Okay, first stamina is your vital capacity, how much amount of air you can inhale, hold. Okay, one best way for increasing this vital capacity is to blow the conch. Okay, how much time you can blow the conch, that is one way. How much time you can spend in each step of sun salutation, how much you can stretch, that will increase your stamina definitely, right? So another stamina is strength of your muscles. More stretch, more strength, right? More bends, more strength. Don't go for weight unless and until you would like to specifically enhance the strength of muscle. There is a stamina of brain also, right? So in low oxygen content or in low oxygen availability of body, how can you perform? It's given by when you actually exhale and keep yourself holding in that position in sun salutation. That's why sun salutation is a mix of everything, right? It's a very simple, but it has a lot of philosophy. The one of the best way is pranayam. So Bahir Kumbhak pranayam, by which you can exhale and keep your complete body stable, stagnant, and then slowly inhale and keep the amount available oxygen which is available to your body, utilize it legibly, very slowly. That will increase your vital capacity. So this is about stamina. Hope I have answered the question and not deviated from the question, Manish. I think we can start from walking. Okay, this question I have answered.
So he's asking that I'm a vegetarian and ultra runner. What diet plan and yoga practice I should do which will increase endurance and avoid injuries?
Very good question. I think this is a question not only to Mr.
But we are
Chaudhary.
not audible. I'm not sure if it is with me. If it is
Sorry?
with everyone.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible now.
Okay. So this is a question not only to Mr. Chaudhary, A.G. Chaudhary ji. This is the question to whole world. Okay. It is a myth that we should eat non-veg and without that we cannot have strength. There are a number of army captains who proved that even vegetarian can definitely get a proper amount of vitamins, minerals, proteins. So in vegetarian, the first principle you can follow is eat different. What is the principle? Eat different. Okay, what does that mean? Never chapati rice. Okay, no, you should eat every day different. See, the diet told by Manjunath and Shubhangi is for maintaining your weight. Okay, and if you are doing your yoga, so it is perfectly right. Then with the same diet which is taken in our normal Indian kitchen food, that diet is perfectly okay because it has much mix of everything. But you won't drink curry, which is a combination of proper proteins, casein and ginger and curry patta. So that should be included in diet. Curry is very important. People who are losing weight, if you drink curry, the hot curry, it's combination of your actually buttermilk, combination of a little bit of salt, combination of then besan, but not much. But instead of that, if you go for bhaja or vada, then you know what happens, right? Okay, so the diet should be, number one principle is it should be different. Okay. For better minerals and for better proteins, you can note it down. Okay, number 1, you should go for soybean flex, lentils, okay, bhakri of combination of nachni, sometimes sattu, mostly jawar, bajri in case of winter, okay, add sometimes the til and sesame in it, okay, and sometimes you also add it with the soybean powder. Never ever avoid buttermilk from your diet. Never ever avoid it, okay, but never ever go for curd directly or packed curd if you would like to maintain your weight, right? One more source is broccoli and soybean and mushroom, okay. So mushroom, some people consider it is on the verge of like non-veg and veg. It's a fungus, okay. So fungus has a different kind of characteristic in the kingdom Plantae. It is not considered as a non-veg, it is considered as a veg, okay, because again non-veg has a locomotion and all those botanical rules are there which are applied to the fungus. So fungus can be considered as a veg. So mushroom is one very good protein source. So apart from that, you should have a dal water, right? You should have a different dal, okay. Definitely don't go for udit, okay. Otherwise simply Raghvendra said, okay, dal, let's have udit vada. No, so the udit has a very different characteristic, so better go for these other lentils, other dal, okay. Try to stay away from the gluten containing flour, right? Try to shift towards the millets. That is another way, correct? So if you reduce the percentage of carb in your diet, you will find that your protein absorption is better. This is the observation. And you will find that your muscles, they will not pain. So definitely when you actually run marathon, you need very strong calf muscles, you need good vital capacity, right? The damage which occur is by junk. So see, you can consider this one equation. One time junk will take away 2 days of good diet. So one time junk will actually reduce 2 days of age. This is the equation. So today if I go for samosa, especially that corner of samosa, which is a combination of besan, oil. The oil is also that oil which is caramelized or which is actually already burned, right, from 5 days, 20 days. So that will actually take away my last 2 days of yoga, my last 2 days of good diet. That is the equation. Hope I have answered the question, Chaudhary ji. And very good that you are an ultra runner. Keep sense of your muscles. What does that mean? It should not happen that you are eating too much of protein, okay. It should not happen you are eating less. Too much of protein if you are eating, okay. People who are eating lot of non-vegetarian, this is not a research, but this is observation, okay, that towards the fag end of the life or towards the old age, they may have kidney problems, right? So let's be...
Yeah, there is very interesting question, Raghav, and I think it is applicable, or maybe many of us are looking for the answer. Anuradha is asking, is it necessary to avoid sugar or we can replace it with jaggery like in tea, and how to control sugar cravings. Of course, after meals, I am constantly looking for something sweet. What should be done?
Very good question. Sugar. So we'll start with this consumption of sugar. Basically, it is a craving of our taste buds. That is the first thing. Now, this craving is because of our habit, right? See, for example, if we eat 1 spoon of sugar, okay, we would like to eat one more. But why not 25 spoons of sugar? The reason is our taste buds get satisfied. Correct? So, if we eat sugar for some time and then we stop the sugar, our habits actually they come up. The habit is such a inculcated thing. It is in our DNA that it will ask for that. But you will find that after some days you will get completely habit of no sugar. Okay, that is a second stage. So you will find in a weight loss, that is a second stage. What advantage you will get out of it? Number one, that your skin will be very glazy. Number two, you won't have any infection. Number three, no organ failure. Number four, definitely your stamina will be high because switching of sugar to fat consumption is very fast. Now, the question you ask about whether jaggery or sugar, jumping from 11th floor and jumping from 10th floor, it's the same, right? Ultimate result is the same, right? It will take probably 11 seconds, this will take only 10 seconds. The reverse way, right? Jaggery has a less percentage of sugar, no doubt about it. It has more iron, more calcium. So jaggery is preferred, but that is a Google answer. Whenever, see, jaggery, if you want to have the same amount of sweetness in your tea or in your coffee, you have to add more amount of jaggery because it has less sugar, because it is a raw sugar. Of course, there is a problem with sugar because of its decolorization. It has some other chemicals also, right? It is not only sugar. It is not only the sugar itself. So jaggery is a raw, you can say raw sugar cane which is extracted and which is actually solidified. So it is better than sugar, but it is also equally problematic. If you have any kind of, say, hemoglobin deficiency, or if you are diabetic, better to have, and you are hypoglycemic, you have done say 400 sun salutation, now you don't have energy, the better is to go for sugar, right? Sugar, combination of sugar and ghee, pure ghee, we prescribe it to increase the fat, right? So if somebody who is thin and we want that the person should get good buffalo hum and should get good fat, it is better to have sugar and ghee. Yes, so that was the answer. One more answer which is aligned to this.
So I'll just take few of them.
Sure.
So okay, I think we are losing Raghu's connection.
So one more answer which is connected to this. There are sugar like aspartame.
So next is,
hello.
I'll just take.
Hello, Shubhangi. Am I audible? Hello, Shubhangi.
Arun is asking what is the ideal plan.
Hello, Shubhangi. Am I audible?
Your connection is on and off, Raghu. So it's going.
Oh, is it? Hello. Am I audible now? Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Sorry.
Let us wait for Raghav to come back.
Hello?
Raghav audible now. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll take few questions together and maybe you will want to answer them. What is a... Okay. Am I audible, Raghav?
Yeah, you are audible. Sure.
Yeah. So, Arun is asking what is the ideal diet plan? Is intermittent fasting good? Lokush is asking what we should do to increase our memory and remembering more basically. And few more questions around... Okay, soya bean, if it is not advised for people with thyroid. So something like that. If
So
you can
Shubhangi,
suggest. Yeah.
hello. Can I go one by one question? Instead of if you read
Yeah,
20
you can go
questions,
one by
probably
one.
I will
You
not
can
able
go
to
with my
remember
words,
20
maybe you can
questions.
go.
Okay, so first,
No problem. You can talk about intermittent fasting.
correct. See, intermittent fasting, it is good provided you have extra amount of energy and provided that you would like to impart apoptosis, which is a, say, if you want to get rid of cancerous cells, definitely intermittent fasting is the best. Japanese scientist who got the Nobel Prize on this, he has given the concept of only Ekadashi or Chaturthi. Correct? He got the Nobel Prize. That is a different thing. Okay, because then people are now doing intermittent fasting. But if I say that okay, Shivratri, Chaturthi, Ekadashi, people will not do. But that is the concept. So intermittent fasting is good. Sometimes we should do intermittent fasting, but there are some rules, some regulations. You should provide your body with at least some ions and some liquid. The liquid, water, or sometimes very less amount of juice and more water. So also to break that intermittent fasting, you should give intake load less to the body. Generally 16 hours is considered as one of the best intermittent fasting. So this cleans up the body, right? So, but there are people who have problems of headache. Okay, they will have to take care. So intermittent fasting, if you are doing, and if you have headache, there are challenges. So that should be treated very separately. That was the first. Second, about how to increase memory. I may not able to comment as my memory is not so good. But over the period of time, I come to know that whatever memory I have, I got it by the Shirshasana. That is the first thing. Vrishchikasana. Second. Third is the Sarvangasana. Fourth is Halasana. Right? So these four important asanas will give you memory. Some more you can get it with the easy asana, that is Kandarasana, Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Right? For memory, better to eat every day one guava fruit. Number 1. Number 2, at least 2 almonds. Number 4, the very important one for weight loss as well as memory is the Akhroad, walnut. So which has very less amount of saturated fat, more amount of unsaturated fat. So every day we should eat, if we have 60 plus kg of weight, at least we should eat 4 half of walnut. Okay, walnut do not eat with high glycemic index carb. Eat it alone, drink water. Okay, otherwise it will put on weight. So and then every day you should eat at least 2 fruits. At least, I'm saying 2 fruits. So this will sharpen the memory. Memory has a kind of rivalry with stress. So if you are, what Shubhangi was saying, you know, smiling cobra. The reason was that when you smile, our body, our brain cannot recognize the false smile and true smile. So when you will smile physically, you will smile mentally also, which will keep your memory intact, which will keep you away from the stress, right? So smile is very important. So stress has a reverse relation to memory, right? I'm discussing with you without stress, because I know everybody is yogi. Everybody has done 40 sun salutation. So I'm very fortunate to discuss all of you, see you. If I take stress, boss, today I have done only 39, these people have done 40. It's gone. I have done 39 and I am telling so many things. You know? So stress actually take away your complete memory. Right? So memory, if you keep yourself awake for long time in the night, you are not matching your circadian cycle, your memory will reduce. So circadian cycle should be aligned, very important, with your memory, with your complete day. Those who are doing shifts, they will have to take extra amount of sleep. Sleep is another thing where if you don't take proper sleep, your again memory will have challenge. Yeah. Next one, please. Shubhangi.
Yeah. So there is one more question, and they want to know more about milk and milk consumption. When to have milk, whether we should have milk, and one more question around the same is curd also. So if we want to talk about milk and curd.
Okay. So this is milk and curd both are combination of casein protein and some amount of fat. Okay. Apart from the, hello, am I audible? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. You are back. Yeah.
So apart from the lactose, sugar which it has, now imagine the combination. If you are consuming it more and more, okay, it is a protein, it is a fat, and it is even the carb. Now all these three are required. But at the same time, fulfilling too much of requirement will definitely take ourselves to the easy path. The body actually take all these three to easy path. What is easy path? To convert all these things into all this protein, fat, as well as the carb to glucose. And from this, not protein to glucose, protein will be converted to the pyruvic acid, but glucose will be converted ultimately into pyruvic acid. Fat will not get converted unless and until it is consumed. But this pyruvic acid will actually go to a simple path, that is fat. If you run the oxidation, that is a tricarboxylic acid cycle, and that is actually inside your cell, powerhouse of the energy, if you run that particularly, that is by sun salutation or by jogging or by workout, then this pyruvic acid is consumed. Okay, this is the biochemistry of milk. But at the same time, what you can imagine that if you consume milk in a moderate amount or in a less amount, you will definitely get benefited. Okay, if you consume milk in a very heavy amount, then you have to have heavy workout. In heavy amount, you may have constipation and acidity, remember. But this is a complete food, right? And that's why this is the food for babies. So it is a complete food. But too much of complete food, overeating of complete food is also bad. Correct? So you have to have proportionate amount of workout. So the story with curd is something different. Curd has Lactobacillus delbrueckii, which is an organism which actually grows the curd. Curd is a kind of byproduct of this organism. You are eating in a one small pinch of curd what to 200 to 300 million microorganisms. Okay, so don't see curd as a microorganism. Okay, don't see, we have trillions of microorganisms in our body. Okay, so curd has a different story. Curd has this microorganism Lactobacillus delbrueckii and their variants or different species. They are very beneficial for us. Okay, but too much of beneficial people will also not allow us to grow, right? They will facilitate us. So remember, if you eat too much of curd, the cough portion of our body increases. So those people who are relaxed manager, they should not eat too much of curd. Those people, okay, who are full-jadi manager, they should eat curd. Those people who are angry time to time, they should eat curd. Those people who are always searching for where can I sit or relax, they should not eat curd. Okay, those people who are always searching for bed that I should sleep now, they should not eat curd. Of course, it provides the protein content, it provides you a lactose content. So that is the one curd gives you. One of the best food for summer, curd, not for winter or neither for rainy season. If you are doing heavy workout, curd is very good, very essential rather, to provide you protein. That is a curd. Yeah.
So Milan is asking, Raghav, what about honey? And what if we remove sugar and jaggery and include honey in your life?
Yeah, so this is a question. It's always $1 million question. Honey contains the sugar, that is a saccharin. It is 400 times sugar sweeter than sugar, almost 400 times. So that's why it contains very small. Even it is very small in amount, it has a sweet taste. So in small amount it is good, but it is found that this saccharin is also nauseating in high amount. If you are taking some honey, most of the honey contains even the other sugar. They put sucrose in it. Okay, if you are eating pure honey, it is better option. Okay, but too much of anything is bad. But generally honey is adulterated with sucrose, that is our normal sugar, table sugar. So if you are 100% sugar confirm that this doesn't contain sucrose or any table sugar, it is good. Good does mean that you can have 1 spoon of the honey and our favorite combination of honey and lemon. Okay, but if you are taking honey more than that, it's not good. That's the reason that honey is considered as a natural vehicle in medicine. So anything, see, if somebody is not eating Triphala Churna, give it with honey, or Sooth Shekhar, give it with honey. It's considered as a natural vehicle of the drug. So but there is one more thing, is that some people, this adulteration of honey, that causes sometimes problem. People have they have prepared such kind of liquid suspension, and they will put sucralose, aspartame, cyclandylate, and these are all those false sugar, correct, sweeteners. Most of them, they are carcinogenic, cancer forming. So if it is honey is pure, you can have 1 small spoon along with whatever vehicle you are using, whatever mix you are using. You can even have with water. But it will not reduce your weight. Okay, that will not reduce your weight. Don't go on this particular thing. Very, very clear. You should be very clear. Unless and until what Shubhangi says, move your hands, actions, that only can reduce your weight. उधर लिख लो कहीं पे. No इसका पत्ती उसका पत्ती, this leaf, that combination. We say it as a 50s thinking. When person cannot do actions, the person find out what are the different ways that I can reduce my weight. You know, that is a hikmat. There is no hikmat. Don't go for this. What you are doing is the best. Is the best. Simple, boss, काम करो. Body, let it get sweat. At least 20 drops. That's the only thing. Yeah.
That's really good. So basically, physical activity has no substitute.
Yeah. Soya is not advised for people with thyroid. That is true. See, for thyroid, hypothyroidism, soybean has been prohibited because they saw that the effect of soybean on thyroxine release from thyroid is a detrimental. It's a reducing that. Okay, I have prepared one video also on this, particularly thyroid and asanas, and we have programs on this also. So yeah, it is better to avoid for people having thyroidism.
Next question coming from Satya. He is asking that can you please cover non-veg diet? How often we can eat? So best question for Raghav, because I know the answer when he compares it with the sprouts. Okay, go on, Raghav. Over to you.
So what's the question? Question is that how should we?
Can you please talk about non-veg diet and how often can we eat?
Yeah. So see, this is my personal opinion. Should not be taken into any social media. But
so Raghav, my observation is when I stopped talking and when you started, so maybe that is few seconds is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk now.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. See, this is my personal advice. That this start from biology. Okay, this has a biological base. How? Consider that the organism, a small microorganism, okay, which is I told just now, the curd organism, that is also organism, right? Why we are killing that? That is also organism. And elephant is also organism. It's a biological organism, right? Why we are not eating elephant? Why we are eating that curd organism? That is it's a start. So it is found that organism evolution, they evolve in DNA and RNA. Okay, when in ancient days all these saints have done the research and they found that organism up to particular evolution can be consumed and which will not have detrimental effect, right? So that DNA interference, they found that it is up to a level of plants, and some of the plants, even some of the plants are very detrimental, right? Say if you have the fatty part of our mango leaves, it is a poison. You know, you put it in put it in some fatty liquid like oil for some days, mango leaves, crush them, you can extract the poison out of it. But if you put it in some liquid like water, which is a hydrophilic one, you will get the best anti diabetic drug, hypoglycemic drug. So this evolution of organism is such a way that after some evolution this DNA interferes in our body, but this interference cannot be studied so easily, and that is found how the person suddenly gets cancer, how the person suddenly gets psychological problems. So they found that one of the reason is this, but the studies are not done on that. Only study till now that that is done is that red meat causes these problems. Red meat causes this problem. But of course, somebody is eating non-veg one time and every day large amount of sugar. The person who is eating sugar is in problem, much more problem than a person who is eating non-veg. So this balance of veg and non-veg, I prefer that the amount of hormones, changes in DNA, mutations, or amount of steroids which are generated when the particular organism is killed, and those remnants of this and metabolites of these are consumed in that diet, they will have a detrimental effect. So this is the theory, and it will require a lot of research. But I found if you are very keen about a person's personality, you can very easily determine who is eating non-veg and who is eating not. Very easily determine. Okay, if you check the personality of a person, buffalo, hum, or having a kind of mental attitude, you will very easily determine that this person eats non-veg, this person doesn't eat non-veg. One more thing, it definitely has better amount of protein, better amount of mineral, no doubt about it, right? Reason is its hierarchy is higher. Probably if I eat the tiger's non-veg, much more protein, because it is a higher level animal, better evolved DNA. Elephant even is better. Probably the giraffe's non-veg is even better than that. Higher amount of protein, better essential amino acids, better essential fatty acids. I don't have to go to medicine shop and get the essential amino acids. But again, it has come up with the interference of DNA. Interference of DNA requires huge lot of study. I'm saying it so easily, but it will require a lot of study. That these particular memorization of sequence with respect to habits by DNA will get interfere, because our body may think this DNA is our DNA. But there is a huge difference between plants' DNA and our DNA, right? Correct? Plants' DNA cannot eat us, but we can eat plant DNA. It will not interfere. So it's a hierarchy. You can say that microorganism like lactobacillus, I can prefer some bigger brother of it, but I cannot prefer cockroach. Maybe it has a different kind of non-veg. Okay, so they have actually rather snake is very delicious, I heard, right? Snake is very delicious if you take out the part of the poisonous part of it. But then it is a DNA, right? It has nothing to do with religion, believe me. It has nothing to do with anything which is actually untouched part, which we don't consider it as a religion, or these are the concepts. It has to do with DNA. If we want that our DNA should get interfered with something else, some other DNA, probably it will have a problem. And that is the very vague explanation without research. It's only on the basis of experience. Second thing, see, replacement of this. I have come across one marathon runner, and I'll share. The runner has a very good time in 42 kilometers, almost 3 hours, some 40 to 50 minutes, and which is considered as a very good time for 42 hours, 42 kilometers. Has a habit of non-veg, morning, afternoon, and evening. And it is found that he left the non-veg and he got the B12 deficiency and causes problem. Very good fit body, but causes problem. Now he cannot leave non-veg so easily. He has to slowly shift towards the veg, slowly, over the period of year or two. The reason is sudden change in diet causes problem. If your enzymes and your assimilation, your absorption is having a habit of veg, or you have inculcated that habit of veg, then you are good. You don't have to shift to any non-veg. So it's a habit. Was after 40 sun salutation, I'm sure many of you, even if you eat anything grass, probably you will able to digest. Shubhangi has done 1001 salutation once. I told her you can eat anything. So there is always a kind of balance. If you eat non-veg in the morning, you will find that in the evening probably you will not able to eat again non-veg. Many of the people they may experience. I have heard this from many of the non-vegetarian. The reason is our body cannot have that absorption so easily. It takes time. Our gut is actually 23 feet long. That is not case with non-vegetarian animals. We don't have the kind of teeth which dog and like tiger or lion has. Right? This is a natural. They have rough tongue. If you touch a tongue of probably tiger, probably immediately you will have the scratching. They have rough tongue. So there are a number of different body structure which depicts us that probably your body is not meant for non-veg. Right? If probably the chicken is eaten by tiger, their DNA matches, right? Much more. And probably the plant DNA is not matched. It's a DNA and RNA. So that's why tiger eat grass when tiger would like to vomit. So their DNA is not matching. Body is not accepting in the gut itself. Forget about the DNA. Gut itself, it is giving that we have to vomit. So that's the small explanation for a long question. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Okay, so Raghav, there are many questions. I'm not sure if it is 7:36 already and how much time you have. Raghav is part of the group also, so maybe he can answer there also. So one question maybe I'll take Raghav, which is applicable for all of us. How many calories should be consumed per kg body weight to reduce weight?
Okay, this is a mathematics question actually. So see, it's not according to body weight. It's according to your daily consumption. Okay. Generally, it is found that if you eat one chapati or one bhakri, again there is a difference in its energy availability and energy consumption and carb absorption. Generally, it is found you should at least spend around 300 calories if you are 300 to 400 calories minimum. Okay, if you are eating one chapati. Okay, and these 300 to 400 calories you can spend only if you are doing something around say 15,000 steps. How? Though they are not equal, but these 15,000 steps, because you are eating other things also, these particular sugar which is available in the blood, first it will be consumed, and then these 300 calories will be consumed from the remaining amount of some fat, some disaccharides, that is a bigger sugar, or it's a conglomeration of sugar molecules. So if you would like to reduce the weight, maybe 10,000 to 15,000 steps you should walk a day, and you can have a liberty of eating one bhakri. Again, one bhakri is, I'm just seeing it very thin, 1 or 2 mm, and say 8 inches with the diameter. I'm telling about a carb. If you eat say 1 kg of sabzi, it's fine, because it won't have more than say 30 to 40 calories. But that is not case with carb. Carb has heavy amount of calories, right? So one should know according to the calories that person who has a sitting job but should actually at least walk 10,000 steps. Correct? But I'll tell you one more formula. One sun salutation is actually equivalent to 80 to 100 steps walk. One sun salutation. The reason is, in walk you are not giving any jerk to pancreas, right? In walk you are not giving any jerk to your chest. You are simply using your calf muscles and your heel. So walking may not give you weight loss unless and until you exceed it more than 40 to 50 minutes of walk, right? So better to consume those that much amount of calorie which will be actually less than your workout, right? So next one.
Yeah, that was a really good answer. But one more, there is acknowledgement, Raghav, which I want to share with you. Girish is saying very good response to non-veg food with difference at the DNA level. I see you have biochemistry background. So he stopped me from introducing him. So he is carrying a great background. I have no words. Aniket, when he introduces Raghav, he says that Raghav is the one where doctor's knowledge stops, Raghav's knowledge starts. So that's where Raghav is. And
nice
Chaudhary sir is
you
also
so
saying
much.
that brilliant scientific explanation on non-veg food. So that's something that I must share with you. And there are questions like how to control food craving after seeing junk food.
Yes, this is a $1 million question. Okay, one way is that to drink hot water. Okay, so have a sip of hot water. Second way is that you remember your fatty days. Okay. Third way is that you just see it for some time. Okay. Fourth way is that eat something else immediately. Immediately go for something like go and eat dates. First eat sabzi. Then you still feel that junk food is there, eat dates. I'm sure some amount of craving will reduce. Or there is one more way, eat fennel. Okay, one more way, eat pan. Okay, try this, try one of them. One more way is that eat a small amount of it and drink water immediately. But when you eat it, chew 40 times. Chew 40 times. Okay. Number 2, take it away from your visual range. Okay, because all our sense organs, they are under the control of junk food. Some people with the closed eyes can differentiate between shev chuda and the stones. Such a high sensitivity. One more thing is, never be so hungry that in front of you any food appears. Okay, then you will actually think that no, now there is nothing else I have to eat. Another important yoga, that is actually what you can say pratyahar. Okay, pratyahar is the key yoga of particularly controlling the sense organ or utilizing them with your vivek. Right? So pratyahar is a technique, but again pratyahar needs lot of meditation. Okay, the sun salutation is the key thing where pratyahar can be done. You may not know 40 sun salutation means actually you own the life. The questions I am looking, they are exactly those questions. I faced them almost 16 years back. So you will find I have not got new questions, same questions, and that's the reason I am confidently answering. Nothing much special about it, correct? Because this is a stage where you will get this question: how to stop sugar craving? Oh, boss, you have already won 50% of it by asking this question itself. That you realize how to stop. Correct? Sweat. If you have daily sweat, your craving will reduce. I have put a triangle of diet, yoga and attitude, that is dietitude, in this yoga forum. So this dietitude has one meaning, and this is connected to pratyahar. You leave yoga, you have left everything. Then your pratyahar, all those will actually, nothing will remain. You keep your yoga intact, slowly your pratyahar will be inculcated. So remember, the base of every weight loss is yoga. All other crash diet, weight loss, all those will be transient. And people will be added with much more of weight after that. So better to have a pratyahar practice. The realization of concept of pratyahar itself will actually make you half yogi. Realize that these are the sense organs. Realize that, and believe me, half of it is done. So very important point is craving, you can reduce it with yoga. Conclusion is this: you continue it. The first step happened, that you realize. The second step will happen. क्या यार, आज खाया था, कल भी खाया था, छोड़ो ना एक दिन. Leave it. That stage will appear. You will remember me. That stage will appear. That yes, I think today I can avoid it. Okay, eat it half spoon and leave it, yeah. Myself, I am much at higher level than this eating this. When you inculcate this particular kind of ego and self-respect inside you, you will find that in front of many people, you won't eat it. There is another thing. Never ever disclose it in front of people. Or you go to your relative and friends and say, I left sugar. I left sugar. Immediately next day you will get biscuits. Immediate aloo bunda, samosa, gulab jam. Immediately next day you will get. You said once. You will have to go to function. So first important point, and which is even told in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, never ever be disclosed about your own achievements, especially about eating. If you say today that boss, because I left sugar, I reduced 15 kg, you are in trouble. That is the first step. Okay, so these are some of the techniques. There are many techniques actually. Some of them they are psychological techniques, some of them they are physical techniques. So some very trivial technique I told you, but it is a very big subject. Believe me, it is a subject which is a combination of your psychology and your habits. Okay, yeah. So next,
Raghav, I think 7:48, and I see Mayank also joined the meeting. There is a session coming up in the same link.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have to stop now. And
Sure.
there are any questions around ghee and how to manage sugar level fluctuations and all of it. So I think we need to have one more session, or we can take it in the group as well. So I have no option but to close the meeting. Anything
Sure.
else, Raghav, from your side? Maybe before we close, any closing comments from your side? I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, I think one question was there. I think gym. Better not to use any instrument except air and water, which is a natural instrument. Okay, so that is one question I would like to say. There is a huge explanation. Again, I could have taken probably 1 hour on this. One more is powder. Which powder you recommend for weight loss? Okay, it's only no powder. Okay, don't go to this. Believe me, this particular session you attended is the best powder you have taken. Best powder, no other powder, no other protein powder. Okay, be natural. If you want to keep that weight loss prolonged, be natural. This is a starting. In 21 days you will find 2 stages. First stage is heavy craving, second stage is low craving, and now low craving will start. Your enthu will start. I am sure. Keep this word in return. In next 10 days you will get lot of challenges, lot of party invitation, and believe me, half of them they will get actually a victim of that and realize after 10-20 days, boss, I have done lot of hard work, 40 Surya Namaskar every day, what am I doing? People will ping Shubhangi, you start it, because you started again 6 o'clock this one. The reason is my request, inculcate in yourself. Whether Shubhangi ji is conducting or not, inculcate in yourself. That is the one. No protein powder, please. It has a big explanation. I can come up with that. How much amount of ghee is advised per day? If you are not eating carb, you can have 1 spoon. Okay. So then there is one more question. Can we take buttermilk during winter? Small amount you can take along with the ginger. Can we replace honey with dates? Yes, you can replace, provided 1 spoon of honey, 2 dates. Then time to take head bath. What is the frequency suggested? Every day is fine. Yes, every day 2 times we should take head bath, unless and until there are challenges. Correct? 2 times, evening also, which increases the metabolism, right? Bath is very important. Even if you are thinking you want to change, take bath. Very simple. Okay? Your thinking also can be changed by bath. Just do this experiment. Let me know. Okay? I am writing in my paper also this particular thing. What is the frequency suggested? Daily per 2 times. Dumbbell exercise suggested by a doctor to control diabetes. Can dumbbell exercise mix with yoga? You can mix it, provided you know the dynamics of the body and joints. Remember, dynamics of the body and joints, because dumbbell is an instrument. Okay, be careful about it, but get your advice from the doctor. Then, so I was just quickly going through it.
Raghav, I'll copy the chat and
Sure,
so that
sure.
we'll keep it for reference.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of things which are there. Probably it will take a lot of time. So I think we should control.
So I think we can have one more session, Raghav, if you know sometime next
Sure.
Friday, same time.
Sure. Sometimes we will have. Yeah.
So thank you everyone. Thanks
thank
for
you.
your time. I see Mayank has already joined and the host for next session.
Thank
So
you
what
so
I'll
much.
do is, because this meeting is getting recorded, I'll close the session meeting. And I'm sorry, Mayank, you will have to rejoin. I hope you don't mind.
Thank you so much for your patience hearing. And in hearing, sometimes I say that okay, reduction of weight require madness. Okay, so it's a hearing madness actually. Okay, thanks for your patience. Hari Om. Thank you so much, friends. Please advise your suggestions in comment box.